I've been for the past couple of years very busy. I really haven't taken much time off in my career as a life coach, as a speaker, as an author, writing, studying, obsessing about what I can do to support people in this very trying time during the pandemic, going up and down, first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave. And I must say, when this pandemic hit there, Cam, and people that were listening, I too was very, very distraught for the first couple of weeks. But now I found I was in my hole. I was helping people going through depression, anxiety, going through very, very, very tough times. But I have to say, now is the time for me to kind of come out of that sort of shell and start spreading my message and what I truly, truly believe in. And I have a message for the people out there. And it kind of came out of a lot of meditations. And I believe the foundation behind personal empowerment is health and well-being, life longevity and vitality. That if you have a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health, that your body, mind, and spirit can handle any challenge that comes that the earth, that the universe presents to us, which is why I'm back on podcasts, and I'll be back consistently on podcasts every week with Cam. And I'm starting a new company called Forever Fit 55 Plus, which is basically going to be supporting and enhancing the 55 plus age group population, because let's face it, the veteran population and the baby boom population is the biggest population in the world. And, I read a quote, actually a client of mine shared with me a quote just recently about how 90% of people in the last 10 years of their life will spend the last 10 years of their life in disease or sickness or in ill health, and that you have a choice. And so that really inspired me. And I also have a personal connection with my parents dying at an early age. My mom just recently passing a few years ago, and my father passing when he was 61 of cancer, and my mom dying of various trying illnesses I won't get into. But I have a personal and emotional attachment to that, and I really want to help people really take command of their health. And that's the one thing I want to promote and encourage people to start doing. If you haven't done it now, start doing it now. If there's one thing to be radical about, it's definitely your physical health, whether it be nutrition-based, physical fitness-based, relationship-based. They all integrate into your physical well-being and your vitality. So I just wanted to kind of get on a podcast, do an introduction, and reintroduce Cameron as my partner in power. And we have a mission to help people be forever fit. And this new podcast, we're calling it, is the Power, Purpose, and Passion podcast. It was a success. I had a lot of great feedback, and I think we've still got 140 episodes there, Cam, online on YouTube.
Lots. Yeah.
We got a ton. And so the one thing I'm gonna tell people, if you want to continue to listen to those, by all means, there's like 140 episodes on there on various subject matter, like could be from physical fitness to nutrition to spirituality to shadow work and all these other things that I'm obsessed about and evolving through and to and beyond, and becoming the best version of myself to help every single person out there become the best version of themselves. And that's exactly what I want to do. And that's my purpose. And I continue to live that purpose every single day, whatever comes my way, and transform it. So Cameron, what's going on, man? How you doing? It's been a while since we've done this. What's going on, man?
I'm doing great. And I'm really
Awesome.
looking forward to, the future of this show and working together again. And, I've always believed in you. I've always believed that you have just a very unique and brilliant message. And I am privileged to be, part of the team that is bringing that message forward. So thank you. Right. And I'm excited for everybody who gets value from this.
My pleasure. And Cam, I have to say, I would not be where I am without a good team of people around me in guiding me and supporting me in what I'm passionate about. I believe that, as the African proverb says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Go with a team of people that are aligned in your beliefs and values. And so that's what I want to present to the world and kind of reframe and refocus and sort of, I guess, rebrand. That's not really rebranding. It's just another podcast I want to focus in on physical health and vitality. Basically, your blueprint for living your life with vitality, with longevity, with stability, with fluidity, with flexibility, with functionality, so that the better you are, the better you upgrade your body body and mind, the better you are equipped to face challenges, the better you equipped to empower yourself in your career, your job, or your profession, or your business, whatever it might be. I'm 43 right now, and I have to say I feel like I'm 23. I really do, and it's because I place a top priority on my physical health and well-being. I often share to people my 3 non-negotiables, and I might have alluded to this in my previous podcast, but my 3 non-negotiables are spiritual growth. Number 1, I do not let anything get in the way of that, whether it be a contemplative prayer, meditation, first thing in the morning. That's the very first thing I do. I spend at least 30 to 45 minutes. Most days I spend an hour of meditation and prayer to connect with God, the universe, whatever it might be. And that's what I do, to center myself, to align my beliefs, my values, to allow God to enter into me. So God is basically taking over my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, so I can serve better to the world around me. And my second non-negotiable is my physical health and well-being. That is my second. And my third is my relationship with my wife and my kids. I don't let anything get in the way of that. Yes, I do. I am committed to serving. But if I can take care of those 3 non-negotiables, spirituality, physical health and well-being, and my relationship with my wife and my 2 kids, I tell you, I feel like I'm unstoppable. I feel like I'm superhuman. But the primary focus of this podcast is to zero in on physical health and well-being. That's going to impact and directly influence your energy, your vitality, your ability to focus, to go 24 hours a day without even getting tired, and while at the same time require less sleep. And I have to say, I got this morning at 3 a.m. this morning, and I meditated for an hour. I did my weight training, my yoga. I did some stretching, some cardiovascular, and then I did I spent about 30 minutes doing my juicing, my smoothies, preparing my day physically, mentally, emotionally. And I finished it off with some reading. Now, I don't expect everybody to do that. And each podcast that we're going to zero in on one particular subject, and we're just going to basically talk about it, whether it be water intake, whether it be mindset, whether it be nutrition, whether it be physical exercise, yoga, Tai Chi. And sometimes we'll maybe have some guest speakers on that are experts in longevity, that are experts in mindset, that are experts in nutrition, whatever it might be, meditation. And they're all going to influence your physical health and well-being. And I truly believe, I'm 43 years old. I feel like I'm 23, and I have the energy that can surpass most teenagers and people in their 20s, simply because I have made my health a top priority. So the foundation of, or what I like to call your fountain of youth blueprint, if you want to call it that, your fountain of youth blueprint is to make your health a top priority, if not your top priority. My number 1, again, is spiritual growth, spiritual connection. But my second, without question, is my physical health and well-being. And if I were to take you around, I wish I could take you around with me on my day on what I do first thing in the morning from the time I get up to the time I go to sleep. And the level of energy I have throughout my day is always at the highest. Now, there are peaks and valleys. Certainly there are in my life. But I'm certainly willing to spend a lot more time and energy and my own personal capital on my physical health and well-being. And I actually just recently heard as well, and I'm a crazy guy, LeBron James, he spends $1 million on his physical body per year. $1 million. Now, obviously, he's worth $500 million. He's able to do that. But think about that. He spends $1 million on his physical health. And let me tell you, I recently bought, I think it was last February, I bought a infrared red light therapy machine, and it was close to $5,000. I'm willing to spend that on my physical health and well-being. And nutrition-wise, supplements, if you saw my cupboard, it's like a pharmacy. I want to take care of this vessel. And as you know, people that are familiar with the Christian faith, they talk about the body is the temple for the Holy Spirit. If your body is sick, the spirit can't work through you properly. Right? Sometimes the spirit is willing, but the body is weak, as they say. And in an Indian philosophy, it says, whatever we eat becomes our mind. The energy in our food becomes our mind. And that just isn't not just like apples and vegetables, but what we feed our mind in terms of what we're putting in, what we're watching on TV or listening to on the radio. Those are food too. So we're going to encourage you throughout this podcast, on the weekly podcast. We're going to zero in on a few subjects, and then we're going to crank up the volume in supporting you and enhancing and guiding your life longevity and vitality throughout your entire life. Because man, I can tell you right now, the level of endurance, the level of love I have for my life and wanting to share it with people, regardless of where they are in their life, is so strong right now. It's stronger than ever. And I truly believe it's a testimony to making my spiritual and my physical health a top priority. And so the Fountain of Youth Blueprint Forever Fit podcast, this is what it's going to be called, the Forever Fit podcast, and guiding you. And again, we're going to be talking about many different subjects. And I know I'm a crazy nut, energized, and I just want to support. I want to guide. I want to give as much as I can to the world around me in love and wisdom and in compassion, especially now, because many people are struggling, right? Any thoughts, any questions there, Cami?
Yeah. So I'm curious. I think you should, share with the audience your experience in this field, because I see that you are dedicated. You're pouring resources into this area of your life. It's a non-negotiable. You're very serious about it. So, how have you been able to help others so far in this area?
Right. Well, okay. So basically, what it comes down to, if there are three things I would recommend for people who that do not take their health seriously, that maybe it's third on the wrong or fourth or fifth on the wrong. There are three basic steps I would recommend for people. Is understand that the healthier you are, the wealthier you are. So let me get that. The healthier you are, the wealthier you are. That's the first thing. Now, wealth can mean so many different things. Wealth can mean money, sure. Wealth can mean happiness. Wealth can mean spiritual connection. Wealth can mean relationships. Wealth can mean many different things. To me, that you could have a lot of money, but not have your health, and you're not wealthy. You're not feeling good. You're in the hospital. You don't want to be the richest man or woman in the graveyard. So when you're healthy, you are wealthy. I got a lot of clients who are worth a lot of money, a lot of clients. But one of my clients, he had a heart attack 2-3 years ago, multimillionaire, very successful business guy, had a heart attack, and it scared the crap out of him. And now he's this exercise fitness fiend. And he's made more money last year during COVID because he's made his health a top priority. He basically says that if I wasn't this healthy and fit and strong and energized, he wouldn't be able to make as much money as he did in a pandemic. And he says it's the best year he's ever had. And he basically chalks that up to his physical health and well-being and his ability to transform his health, which transforms his ability to create more wealth for himself and for the people around him, his family, his friends, his clients, and whatnot. So that's the first step. Your health is your wealth. Here's the question. Can you really be wealthy if you're not healthy? Can you? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Truly, I don't think I could be doing the things I'm doing unless I had the energy and vitality I possess today. I truly believe that I could not be doing that. And so the healthier, more energized, more focused you are, I can tell you right now, you'll be able to be successful in many different delivery systems, many different roles that you play. That's the first thing. Your health, just consider your health as your wealth. Number two, I heard this from a health expert. He had this one quote. He said this, and I might be paraphrasing. He said this: if you don't make time for your health and well-being, illness will make time for you. When you don't make time for your health and well-being, illness will make time for you. And he basically, after he said that, he said something along the lines that really triggered me to think about this. He said, preventative healthcare, which is self-care, preventative healthcare is far superior than curative healthcare. So what that means is if you work out, eat healthy, happy, live purposefully, passionately, have energy and drive, and you have a purpose in life and you're passionate and you're empowered, that alone is going to prevent disease from taking over your life. And obviously taking part in healthy longevity practices, which is what we're going to get into too as we go through these podcasts. But again, proactive preventative healthcare is far superior than curative healthcare. So what that means is curative healthcare is you deal with the problem after you've got cancer or after you've been diagnosed with diabetes. By then it's almost, I wouldn't say it's too late. By then, the diabetes is the result of the symptoms that you've been feeling for the past year or 2 years or 10 years or whatever it might be. And diabetes is the result of, not making your health a top priority, or cancer or heart disease or whatever disease you might have. So what I'm saying to you, that's the second part. Okay. Just if you don't make time for this most important vital area, it will make time for you. And trust me, illness does not have the only agenda that illness has is to infiltrate and to proliferate. It doesn't care whether you're black, white, yellow, whether you're a male, female, it does not matter. It has no bias. It doesn't care about that. And by then, I can tell you right now, I wouldn't say it's too late, but by then it's going to be far harder. It's going to be an uphill battle, let's just say. So start now. As I heard once, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So regardless of where you are in your life, make your health a top priority. So the first part, your health is your wealth. The second part, make time for your health. Otherwise illness will make time for you. And number 3, I would encourage you, get in the right mindset. Get in the right mindset. If I took your phone and I corrupted your phone, corrupted the software of your phone, is your phone going to work properly? The answer is no. So regardless of the health of your new iPhone or Samsung or Android phone or whatever phone, you could have this most beautiful phone, but if the software is corrupted and it's not the right software, it doesn't matter how good your phone is. So you have to get this. In fact, that's probably should be number 1. Get your mindset right. Get around people who are healthy. Get around people who are living in embodiments, living expressions of health and well-being, who are workout people, who are nutritionists, who eat healthy, who are happy, who have this energy and vitality. My one client who I was talking about, who had a heart attack, his personal coach, Dan Sullivan, and for the people that know, he's this like world-renowned business coach, and he's 78, I think. And I think his biological age is something like 63 or something. So like he's 15 years younger than he's actually, his chronological age is 78, but he's actually 63 years old. That is unbelievable. That's incredible. The fact that you could be chronologically an age of 60 and then be 50 in your biological age, or chronologically 40 and be biologically 60. You don't want that to happen. So don't wait till bad things start to happen. Start now. Start making deposits in your life right now. So I would say get in the right mindset. Start reading books. Listen to podcasts like this right now. Start listening to audiobooks. Start reading on magazines. Start looking on the internet. Go start for a walk. And I promise you that will start to shift the gears inside your mind. Because unless you have this and you've got the desire in your heart, then making your health your top priority is not going to work, because if you don't have this right, but you're reaching for chips and you're doing all these other things, then it's just not going to work. So I would encourage you guys, we're going to get on a weekly podcast every week for about 20 to 30 minutes. We're going to talk about a few subjects, and then we're going to crank this volume up to the stratosphere. And I'm going to support you as much as I can. And I've been in this industry, the health and well-being industry, for 20 plus years. I'd say 22, 23 years now. And I'm still learning. I still read books. I still listen to audios. I just joined a program, spent a few $1,000s on this program to learn more about myself. And I've told Cam this, I'm very vocal about this to the people around me. I spend a lot. I work harder on myself than anything else I do. I probably spent in the past 20 years on personal and professional development, $150,000. And I don't even blink at that, because I realize the better I am at being a coach, a father, a husband, whatever it is, the greater impact I can have on the world around me. And let me tell you something, that $150,000 I spent on myself has yielded me 10, 100x in terms of the level of joy, fulfillment, opportunity, value, insight, wisdom, experience, everything, financial as well. Yeah, 100%. And I want you guys to get integrated, get aligned with that philosophy. So your Fountain of Youth blueprint, your Forever Fit blueprint, and we're going to continue to talk about this so you can be a better version of yourself. Bring the best version of you to whatever role you're playing. Anything else there, Cami?
That's great. No, I love it. This is an awesome intro. I'm really looking forward to this podcast.
That's good. Forever Fit podcast. It's sort of a transformation from the Power, Purpose, and Passion podcast, where Power, Purpose, and Passion podcast was more sort of, we're going to talk about everything about personal and professional development. With this particular podcast is all going to be centered around your health, life, vitality, and longevity. And we're going to also talk about the new company I'm going to be starting as well, called Forever Fit 55 Plus. Forever Fit 55 Plus. Life, longevity, and vitality, and supporting the 55 plus age group, because I'm so passionate about that. And I want to turn around my desire, my mission is to turn around that quote that says 90% of people in the last 10 years of their life will spend the last 10 years in illness or sickness or bad health. You have a choice. Absolutely. You have a choice. And especially if 90% of illness, physical illness, is of lifestyle or emotional origin, we can turn that around. I know it. I know we can turn it around. And it starts with little small habits and a particular desire and a commitment to transforming your life daily. So we're going to talk about a lot of these things, health practices, longevity practices, and we're going to go full tilt at this. And so hopefully this over the span of weeks, months, and years, this will continue to support and guide you in your life, longevity, and vitality. Awesome. Thanks for everyone for joining on Instagram Live, as well as listening to this on the many podcast platforms we have access to. And God bless you guys on your health, wealth, and wisdom. And we're going to continue to support you guys. All the best. Live life with power, purpose, and passion.